All right, welcome back to Common Sense. I'm Dave. Today, we're going to take a look at China versus America. That's right. We're going to mostly compare this from an infrastructure standpoint. All right, this video is focused on infrastructure, what is happening between China and the US. And me living in China, growing up for like half my life, now close to 2 decades in US. Bro, you gotta be living in China and for quite some time to have this perspective. It's just a different way of looking at where America is, why Chinese immigrants are worried about United States, people who actually want this country to succeed. Because now I'm an American citizen. You know, I want a country to succeed. I want a country to do well. I live here. For those who don't know, by the way, there's no dual citizenship. After you become American citizen, you have to give up your Chinese passport. In fact, they cut it. So like now when I go back to China, I have to get a Chinese visa, which is super interesting feeling, right? Because just not too long ago, I can just grab a passport and went. But now I have to get a visa. I want a country to succeed, United States that is, right? And then I think there are enough resources, unlimited resources for everyone to succeed. But United States, infrastructure-wise, it seems like it's going reverse. And today we're gonna take a look, and let's take a look at this video is being produced by a channel called Living in China. Apparently it's an American dude who's living in China. And then he's shooting a lot of things that in comparison, and people might say this is a propaganda, whatever you like to say, you like to call it. Okay, it is exactly what it is. This is exactly what's happening in China. Again, I highly recommend. Chinese visa is really easy to get for most Americans. I highly recommend you go to China, get a trip, and get some experience yourself. So let's take a look.
Oh my Lord, this place is absolute insanity. This single train station is nearly 3 times the size of Heathrow's entire terminal complex. Let me just tell you something right now. This video was not sponsored by the Chinese government, Chongqing Tourism, Chongqing Railway Station, or any company for that matter of a fact. This railway station is larger than every single airport terminal in the US. I'm showing you the reality of China. I'm showing you the truth. And there goes my train. That's the first train I've ever missed. This video, I can't tell you who it was sponsored by. It was sponsored by, come close. It was sponsored by. Welcome back, guys. I'm once again in the incredible city of Chongqing, the city where trains glide through buildings, public squares sit on the 22nd floor, and the skyline looks like something out of a science fiction movie. But today, I'm taking you somewhere even more insane. Chongqing's brand new East train station. Now, how do we get there? Let's hop on another form of transport and get out of this insane 38 degrees oven.
By the way, Chongqing is such an amazing city. If you are looking to book a trip to China if you're going to check out the other side of the world, Chongqing is a city that you want to visit. If you go to China, there are a few cities you want to go. Number 1 is Shanghai. Number 2 is Shenzhen. Number 3 is Chongqing, in my opinion. Chongqing, right? More than Chengdu, actually. Just Chongqing. Shanghai, also the Shenzhen, also Chongqing. The reason why is Chongqing is so much culture. Shanghai is all modern, and Shenzhen is like cyberpunk. You go there, and then you will see drones flying everywhere. Like, the drone delivery that America is still like struggling testing. In China, it's already everywhere. It's crazy. In Shenzhen, you will see them like literally flying between buildings, right? All over the place. It looks extremely futuristic. And that gives you a little bit more perspective of, while America is worried about all this random issues going on, right? Participating in different kind of wars, what China has been doing.
That is Chongqing, and let's get on the metro.
Infrastructure-wise.
Chongqing's metro isn't just a subway, it's an engineering marvel, twisting through mountains, diving under rivers, and even slicing through buildings. It's one of the most unique and scenic metro systems in the world. Clean, fast, reliable, and yes, it runs on time. And meanwhile, in the UK, people like to pretend that
He's from
sophisticated, reading books on the underground, when actually it's just because, well, there's no signal. But here in China, whether you're up a mountain, in the countryside, or deep underground on the metro, you'll get 5G.
That is so true. And also, the subway station in China are very, very clean. So I have went to New York and I've seen a subway station once. I think this is many, many years ago when I was still in college. I gotta tell you, I never want to go take the subway again. It's so crazy. In China, if you go to any subway, Shenzhen, Beijing, anywhere actually that has subway, it's always very clean. It might be really, really crowded, but it's gonna be clean. Okay. So like here, this is a great example. There was one time I saw a picture on X. There has got a bunch of garbage in it. I was like, I never even seen seats like that. And then the phone that the girl was holding has like it's a fake phone. I never seen a phone like that. Some people are using fake AI images to make China look bad. Like, dude, at least use real images. China was dirty a long, long time ago, but the difference is the country progressed, right? The thing that as an immigrant notice here in America is more of a regression of where society is going, and that's the worry. It's not about spreading propaganda. It's just like if you have a perspective, traveling anywhere in the world, in Asia, if you go to Japan, Korea, or China, you will literally give you perspective of where America is, and you will come back thinking completely differently about where infrastructure is in America.
Oh my God, we have arrived. You can see many people at the start of their journey about to travel far and wide across China on its extensive high-speed rail network. And all these people have bought a train ticket and will leave this station.
Chongqing is so insane. Like Chongqing is the combination of future and culture. Like it's because the city is built inside of mountain terrain. And then you will just see river, mountain, and modern architecture, old architecture, all intertwined. It's crazy. Like anywhere you go, and the food. Every street corner has insane amount of food, right? You will never run out of food. You go down, you don't have to worry about where to buy food. As long as you have Alipay, which can link to your American credit card, you go downstairs, it's gonna be food court. It's not technically a food court, but it's food everywhere. You don't have to worry about having good food. Everywhere is good food.
Not me. I bought one just to get in. For me, the journey doesn't start here. The station is the destination.
Dude,
this is
YouTuber.
my final destination. We've arrived. Let's get inside. Let's
This
get
is a Mr.
closer.
Beast style video, huh? So dramatic.
This is Chongqing East Station. And no,
That's cool.
It's not an airport. It's not a shopping mall. It's not a sci-fi movie set. It's a train station.
Last year when I was in Chongqing in October, they were still building it, and it's not already finished now. This is crazy. This looks insane. Like this. By the way, railway stations are usually like this, and this is not even. I don't know if it's the biggest, but this, the hallway or just I don't know what you call this big area, the lobby, a public lobby. It's standard. It's basically like a standard look for all train station. You can see like different terminals. The number 2B, 6B, whatever. And then most of the people just sit here. If you buy first class tickets, you get a different area to sit and enter the terminal. And that's much faster and easier. And then before the general public app, and it's cheap. Depending on the destination, how far you're going, it's usually really cheap, right? Like first class tickets, train tickets. But this looks insane, like the entire architecture.
A brand new high-speed mega hub sprawling across more than 1.2 million square meters with tree-shaped pillars, glass skylights, and a roof that looks like it could launch into orbit. With 15 platforms serving 29 tracks capable of handling up to 55 million passengers annually. This place doesn't just move people, it moves entire regions. Metro lines glide in, underground bullet trains roar in from every direction, and the entire station pulses with energy, tech, and precision. It's clean, it's massive, it's futuristic, and it makes most Western airports look like budget bus stops. So
it does.
If you've been
so that's absolutely true. Like I live in Austin, Texas. You go to any train station in China, and you come back to Austin, you just feel bad. Like the train station just the airport in Austin just make you feel bad. They're expanding it now. And I hope they expand it fast, right? I don't know how many years it's going to take. Just a simple highway expansion project here takes years. I-35 is still under construction. I don't know. So ever since I came here 20 years ago, from I-35 to Dallas, that's still under construction. I don't know why that is. It's crazy to me. It actually is. I don't know why the efficiency here is so low, but the government need to figure that shit out, right? I don't know why it's so slow. It's insanely slow. Been 20 years. Anyone who live here will understand exactly what I'm saying, by the way. You go from Austin to Dallas, the highway being under construction literally for 2 decades. 2 decades. It's still under construction.
Wondering what the future of transport looks like. You're standing in it. In a world where some countries still argue about building a train station. China just built one the size of a city.
He's talking
and
about
made it
California.
run like a Swiss watch. From here, you can reach Beijing in 6 hours, Guangzhou in 5 hours, Chengdu in just one. Welcome to the beating heart of Western China's railway revolution.
By the way, another thing I want to talk about is why would you take train over flight? Because it's much better sometimes to take train. Like if you take airplane, if you're not super rich, right? You don't have a private jet. You go through the airport, and then usually travel to airport takes a long time. If you take in consideration of how much time it takes you to get to the airport, and how much time it takes you have to be there beforehand. Usually it's 1 or 2 hours, depending on where you're going, right? Domestic or international. So let's say domestic to be there an hour ahead, and if it takes you an hour to get there, it takes you time to prepare all that kind of stuff. Let's say it takes you like 2 hours. Just be like very generous. 2 hours beforehand, and then from Chongqing to Beijing is literally about 5-hour flight. It's kind of like where Austin to New York is in a way. Like it's in basically the middle of the city to the northeast of the middle of the country to the northeast of the country. That's in perspective. So 6-hour flight, and you can do that with what he's saying 6-hour train. And the thing about train is you literally just need to get to the station 20 minutes ahead of time. And there's no baggage check. It's like the only baggage check you do in China with train stations, like you run through this big machine when you enter the public lobby. That's it. And then you just carry your luggage into the train. It's extremely convenient. And then you don't have to like check in, check out. I'm not talking about like when you get to Beijing, right? You have to, get your luggage, check your luggage, wait at the luggage claim for like half an hour to get your luggage, and then go find your place to leave. It's extremely inconvenient. Train is generally preferred if there is faster train. And in China with the high-speed bullet train, literally everywhere is train is preferred. I just like to use train most of the time. It's so convenient.
The real question that's been on all of your minds is, what do the toilets look like? Let's go take a look.
I don't care about what toilet looks like. I actually do, but
Absolutely.
This is kind of weird.
Spotless. This is actually cleaner than my house at home. This may indeed
This
be
is creepy
cleaner
that
than
you're
a
shooting
UK
this.
hospital. Lucky for me, there was no one in taking a tinkle. Leo, 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 Leo. Right, that's enough messing about in the toilet.
By the way, 666 in Chinese means awesome. It means just like awesome, awesome, awesome. Like they're just saying hi to the chat in a way.
It's time to board my train or not board my train. And actually, I didn't know, but you don't actually need a ticket to get inside of here. But then obviously you do need a ticket to go down onto the platforms, which we're about to do now. But I won't be boarding the train, which is quite strange. My ticket is linked to my passport, so you don't need to print out any ticket or even a QR code. Just bring your ID. That's it. Okay,
Yeah.
Easy as that. We're inside.
By the way, that's the same thing with like a Chinese ID. If you had an ID, you can just like scan your ID and you can go in. It's extremely convenient. Everything's linked to the ID, and a lot of people are saying that's controversial here, but it's actually just really convenient. In China, like everywhere you just carry an ID, your driver license, you don't need none of that. You just need one ID. Here, you need to get a bunch of IDs to go anywhere. Credit card, all the stuff. In China, you need one ID and a phone. And that's all you need to carry for everything you need. Everything you need.
I'm going inside to a train that I will not board. Right, let's take the steps, the healthy option. Actually, I also just want to get a glimpse of the train because that itself is a thing of beauty. There she is, the absolute beauty. I'm
Bullet
not too
train.
sure if this is the front or the back. Let's just get a quick
It doesn't matter.
glimpse
I think
of
both sides can be used as head or tail.
My goodness, the
It does
nose
look really
is
cool.
so pointy. That is magnificent. I'm not actually too sure how fast this one goes, but I'm pretty sure it goes faster than 300 km per hour. It may even go 350, above 350, which is just insane.
By the way, he's talking about kilometers per hour, and then kilometers per hour is much faster than miles per hour.
Trump's twisted, toxic,
Like, I'm talking about just number-wise, right?
turbulent, truth-averse wasteland of America. They've got overpriced healthcare, gunslinging paranoia, and reality TV politics dressed up as governance. The only thing growing faster than inequality is the national debt. And
You know, this is sad but true, right? Whatever he's saying, it's funny to watch. And it's like, it obviously seems like he's simping for whatever's happening in China. But it's so true, right? The only thing that's like, I would say in chat, guys, if you're watching this, this is how a Chinese immigrant, when you look at everything he's saying here, everything's right. Whatever he's saying here, that's how everybody feels. The only thing that's growing in America, I feel like, is national debt and a resentment towards our country. Like, you don't even feel patriotism anywhere, right? Like 50% of the country just hate the country, which I don't get, right? Like, how does a politic get to the point where the politicians are willing to brainwash the citizens to hate his own country just to gain power? Like, it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. And then this guy here, he's obviously, like the way how he compared the two countries, he's putting down America to praise China. But at the same time, everything that he said is like rooted in reality. Maybe he write that from ChatGPT or whatever, right? But look at our national debt. Look at, the politic arena. It's literally a reality TV show. Everything he said here. Let's listen to it again.
growing fat TV politics, overpriced healthcare, gun
Yeah?
slinging paranoia.
Yeah? By the way, I'm a supporter for the Second Amendment. I'm just saying, though, what he's saying is true. Are you saying gunslinging paranoia is not true in America?
And reality TV politics dressed up as governance.
Like, literally, people who are, like, there are actually people who are just not worried whatsoever. He said, hey, if it's my time, it's my time. It's kind of hard to say that's a normal state of mind, It's cool that you're so chill, but at the same time, you have to recognize reality that America is literally not a safe country at this point. It says it calls itself the leading country of freedom, but you're not free. You're constantly living under, when you go to the public spaces, when you go to a club, unless you're just forget about, like, you just, okay, if it's my time, my time. If you have that kind of mentality, if you don't have that kind of mentality, are you saying you're not worried at all? That's literally what China is. You can go out 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. Nobody have this mentality. I'm going to get stabbed or shot. But coming here, that's exact opposite. And that's the thing, right? With the immigrant community, when you move here and you have a career here and you have a life, and you see it when you start actually caring about the stuff that's happening surrounding you, and you're like, oh, well.
The only thing growing faster than inequality is the national debt. And their train stations, well, they look like this.
I don't know where this is, by the way. But this looks real. This looks like New York. This looks like New York, by the way. This looks so New York.
And there goes my train. Feels quite weird to miss it. I've never missed a train in my life. That's the first train I've ever missed.
I never missed a train in my life either.
Come back. This railway station is larger than every single airport terminal in the US. And remember, it's not even an airport. It's a train station, but it looks and functions like a futuristic international aviation hub.
You know what's interesting though? Like the train stations, the people, I would say the attendants on the train station, or train attendant, a lot of it, I don't know if they actually train like flight attendant, but that's literally what it feels like. And I saw their training videos was when I was taking one of the trains when I was in China, and it seems like they were trained like flight attendants. They're extremely polite, and then they also push the little carts on the train to sell you food or whatnot. They still maintain the same tradition from the old trains, but it's dude. And also, they don't have the attitude of, I own this train and I can't be fired. In China, literally, like every single one of those the train attendants are always smiling, good attitude, and it's different from here. You take United Airline or American Airline. By the way, I'm not saying this is bad, but if you take United Airline or American Airline, you only see, there's a joke that going circling around the Chinese community, which is like, you don't see young flight attendant anymore. You see a flight uncle and a flight aunts. But it's exactly what's happening on all those flights. In China, in Korea, in Japan, I've never been to Japan, but my wife have. You will see only young attendants. And then especially China, because I've lived in China for the longest, you only see young attendants, right? And then it's just something that the service industry put a lot of attention to, because nothing is granted and nothing is like guaranteed forever in China.
China! You'll see lots of aunties and uncles just filming lots of Douyin videos, starting their journeys. It actually looks like the escalator goes off up into heaven. And meanwhile, in the UK, Heathrow Airport still looks like a 1990s shopping centre with flight delays, mouldy ceilings, and security queues that move slower than your nan. But here in Chongqing, this train station is nearly 3 times the size. Yes, you heard that correctly. This single train station is nearly 3 times the size of Heathrow's entire terminal complex. Just let that sink in for a second. This train station.
And they build it really fast. This is why, I hear the debate about Trump spending some money to try to fix the reflecting pool. It's so political. It's like, that just gives you so much desperation when you listen to. Like when you look at the news and there are people try to vandalize the reflecting pool. Like, oh, why are you spending money to make a reflecting pool look good? Shut the hell up, bitch. Go slap the hell out of them, right? Like, because a nation needs stuff like this. A nation needs stuff that aspires people, that inspires people, that make people feel proud that you're part of this country. Everywhere shouldn't just feel like their argument. No, I would rather have the money to help, to help the poor. Bro, there's enough money that's helping the poor. Trust. It's just the government is mishandling all of it, right? The American government. So, and that's why, I think they need Elon Musk. I think they need to clean it up. When one of the policy actually supported when Trump first went in, it was Elon's Doge thing, right? Because you were saying, I'm going to reduce all the unnecessary jobs in the government and then clean up all the fraud. I don't know how that's still going, if that's still going. But really, because I don't really pay attention to politics, that should need to clean up. Look at this. I mean, I highly recommend everybody to just go and experience for yourself, because it's really easy to go to China to get a visa. China's welcoming everyone to go and see for yourself. So you don't have to say, yeah, this is propaganda. But if you can get a ticket, or if you're too busy to get a ticket, well, take it as it is. If you're not willing to see for yourself, and all you want to do is criticize, then there's there's literally no way to communicate. Then you live in your bubble, live in your echo chamber, whatever you like to do. But the most important thing is you also have, I would recommend people to just recognize reality, or just go and try it for yourself, right? You will see what it is, and literally it will change your perspective of where America is.
Nearly 3 times the size of the UK's largest.
Hold on, let me move my camera a little bit so you can see this. Give me 1 second. Look at this, guys. The Chongqing East Railway Station versus Heathrow Airport Terminal Complex.
Airport.
UK's largest airport.
I mean, I don't know what more I can say. If you still think the US, UK, and Europe is ahead of China, then I don't know what to say. You're a lost cause. I don't know what more I can show you. It's futuristic, it's spotless, and it doesn't smell like a soggy carpet. It runs like clockwork, gleams like a sci-fi movie set, and wasn't built over budget or behind schedule. Funny how that works when your government actually builds things instead of just debating them on the BBC. And then I'm gonna get people.
Oh my God, this is literally America, right? It's so funny. It's so nice when your government just build things instead of debating them. That's literally what's happening in the US. Oh, Jesus. This is so like this is why I try to book routine trips to go back to China, and then also for the majority is for my friends, family, my teachers to visit them, and also for the food. The food is so good, right? In China, people just call them food instead of call it Chinese food. But the food is so good. Everywhere you go, every corner, every city you go to, you're gonna find extremely good food. Now, a lot of the good food are fried, not necessarily healthy. But you can also find healthy food. I just don't like to eat healthy food. Like, who eat healthy food when we go to China, bro? Just eat good food. That's what it is. And then you come back and you go on sardine diet and starve yourself and lose all the stuff you ate. But dude, this is actually exactly what it is. Not a single bit of this video is over exaggerating, actually. And that's the sad thing, right? Because when I make this video, people think I'm like spreading propaganda. It's like literally you have to gain some perspective. When 1,000 people all spontaneously make the same video, when I show Speed go to China and live streamed everything he saw, you gotta give it some perspective. You have to like not get brainwashed so much, not live in a bubble that deep, not that deep into a bubble. Because none of them, you gotta understand, like not all of them meant bad. Like the reason why we show this type of stuff is to remind people that we gotta hold the politicians accountable. Your tax dollars, our tax dollars are being stolen. They're not being used. 20 billion or some sort are being used over the past few decades, right? 2 decades in California to do the high-speed rail. How much of it has been built? Why is that guy still in position of power? That's the question that you guys really have to talk about. What is the so-called, when founding father, because the pros of this entire ecosystem is that, there's a, separation of power, state, and there's federal, all kind of stuff. Like the pros of it, you can see. It's theoretical. But right now in our day-to-day life, I feel like most of us only experience the con. Where is the pro? Like, where is the pro? What is the pro that you and I are experiencing? Like, give me something in the chat. Educate me, guys. Like, teach me. Because I try to find the pros I'm supposed to experience. Like I said, the only thing that I feel like truly benefiting America, like in terms of taxpayer dollars, is that I called the police once because a car died in the middle of the highway during the winter storm. That was it. That's the only time I feel like my taxpayer benefited. Other than that, I don't know what I'm truly benefiting, from paying into the tax system for decades, right? For like me and my wife together. So like it's so interesting to me. Like when people just like, okay, yeah, takes my tax dollars. Every time I listen to Jensen Huang, for example, or listen to the top CEOs, it says, oh yeah, I don't care, take my money. I'm willing to pay for more money. I'm not. I'm literally not, because the fact of the matter is, if they pay a few $100 million more, it still doesn't move the needle in their bank account. If you take $10,000 away from my bank, I'll be not happy, right? I'll not be happy because we're still middle upper class, try to move out of it, right? We're trying to working really hard for our money. I work for every single penny I have. Like, to listen to that type of stuff just got you mad because they're willing to pay for more taxes. And the attitude is like, I don't care, right? Like, because I have too much money. But most of us, that's why I said middle class is probably the most pathetic. I'm part of it, right? Class in the world. You don't qualify for any of the benefits. I've never gotten anything besides a stimulus check during the 2020, the pandemic, that everybody got it in the entire United States. Besides that, there's like, what? Literally just like, look at this, look at this. Why is it too hard to ask for something good in America? That's something I actually, a supporter of Trump's opinion on, which is just America needs more grand things. It needs things that stuff the world can see and be like, yo, America's cool. That's why the Empire State Building, people want to go to New York, because New York used to have stuff that inspire or make the entire world want to go. Now, look at New York, look at LA, right? Like, it's just dude, it's so different when you hear so much about how good of LA is, and the first time you get into LA, you go to Santa Monica Beach, and you're just like, oh my God, what in the world is a shithole, bro? Like, it's so different from what the TV advertised from 20 years ago.
Commenting on this video saying,
oh, how much did the Chinese government pay you for this video? How much did Chongqing Tourism pay you for this video?
let me just tell you something right now. this video was not sponsored by the Chinese government, Chongqing Tourism, Chongqing Railway Station, or any company for that matter of a fact. My videos, all I'm doing is I'm taking this camera here and I'm pointing it in this direction and I'm showing you the reality of China. I'm showing you the truth. This video, I can't tell you who it was sponsored by. It was sponsored by, come close. It was sponsored by the JBF. What is the JBF? Well, I can tell you. It's Jason's Back Pocket Fund. Yes, it was funded by yours truly, the one and only me. This video was funded by me. Jason's back, my back pocket fund. And it's running pretty low at the moment, so if you want to help me out, go check out Patreon below. These guys, eh? Man, this place is insane.
It doesn't cost that much money, by the way,
there's
to
that
come
robot
here.
over there. That robot's been watching me this whole time. 你好, are you Xiao Ai 同学?
He actually speaks Chinese pretty well.
Was that a yes? And I also get comments from people saying, oh, why do you hate the UK so much? Why do you hate the US so much? Now, hold on a second. I don't hate any country. I don't hate America. I don't hate the UK, my own country. You know, but I'm calling them out. I want them to improve. I want all countries in the world to do better together, because when one country is doing well, it helps the other countries, and you know, we all improve together and the world becomes a better place.
You know, I want there to be competition. I feel like America's given up on competing completely at this point. I think Trump wanted to bring competition back, but there's too much bureaucracy for him to do anything in the White House, right? And we can make a video about like how Chinese immigrants sees Trump, or how Chinese people in general see Trump, because I would go back and talk to my friends about their opinions on Trump. We can make a video about it. But really, there's too much bureaucracy. I feel like anything that Trump wanted to do, it would just get shut down by, you know, whatever, right? but the layers of bureaucracy that's happening. Like, these type of stuff really inspires people. It makes people feel like, oh my goodness,
I came
you're part
to
of
the
something
city
great,
where
you know?
trains glide through buildings and squares float in the sky, not to chase a destination, but to find one. I never boarded the train, I never left the city, and yet standing here next to Liberation Monument, clad in ivory stone and crowned with time, I've already arrived. Because not every journey needs distance. Some begin the moment you've decided to stay. And with that message, that is the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one.
This is a good video. I'll link it down below, guys. I guess when you watch this, the only thing that it's just that we want to see more great things happening in the US and want to see them fast. And there's not enough competition going on anymore. And my message is, I think he had a great message, right? Like, everybody, when they try to show off, and you see like all those good videos online about, you know, people who actually went to China and they're actually genuinely wowed by, because it's not a propaganda spreading from China in US. I will tell you truthfully, sincerely, it's a complete opposite. Because most of the time, like, actually when I was in college, I got the most cultural shock, actually. Even when I was in college, like, this was many, many years ago, like, people still thought China was so poor. And I came from a small city in China, and that was not the life I experienced. My family was poor, but the city was doing fine, was growing all the time. We never felt poor. We felt our life was improving all the time, right? But when I came here and I talked to people in college, they just thought China was still, you know, in a field somewhere, like agriculture, right? Somewhere, like, literally, that's what it's a culture shock for me. Like, the propaganda that you've been brainwashed with is actually the other way around. Like, how poor China is, how China is wasting all this energy, all that kind of stuff. It's the other way around. Not everybody who's in China seeing the truth are like spreading propaganda. They're simply shocked by the real China. Like, if you go to, obviously there's still poor areas everywhere, but majority of the places you will ever go to are insane. I just say, like, there's no other word, because my vocabulary is not that good. It's insane. So I highly recommend anyone who has doubts just go see for yourself, especially the people who have the financial ability to do so, to go see for yourself, book a vacation, get yourself a visa, and do the 3 cities I highly recommend, right? Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Chongqing. Because I've been to those 3 cities, are really good, cities. And you can take a look, try the food, meet the people, go take a taxi and talk to the taxi drivers in English. Like during the 2008 Chinese Olympic in Beijing, China made all the taxi drivers learn English. And majority of them, even in smaller cities, speak English. It's so convenient in China now. A lot of them still don't, but you can just use the translator app. Everybody have them. And it will shock you in terms of what you have been fed here were totally a lie, And then that's the message. The message has just been like America need to actually recognize reality. It wasn't the country. A lot of citizens have been brainwashed and thought, oh, we're fine, we're okay, we're still the strongest. It hasn't been that way for a while now. And then the people need to wake up and hold the local politicians accountable. If the politicians are not there to improve your city, improve your state, improve your livelihood, fire them, vote them out. Literally, this is insane. Stop with this bureaucratic Democrat versus Republican versus Democrat. Just improve our lives. Shut the hell up. Do what you aim to do. Right? Like if a politician is not talking about improving their state, improving like their people's lives, get them out of there. Like start building stuff, like literally make America great again, right? So that's the message. With that being said, Dave signing off. We'll see you guys all next time.